guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Joffrey Noodle Legs here today with another Noodle film review. Today we're looking at the classic slasher movie Maniac. Now this has recently just been released on Blu-ray. This is the 1980 one, not the remake. I didn't like the remake, but I love this. It's awesome. This has been released on 88 Films. Let's have a look at the edition. Comes with a slipcase. There's the original cover. It comes with a double-sided poster. There's the new artwork, and there's the original theatrical poster, which is really cool. I do actually want to get a frame for that and put the theatrical poster up. It also comes with a book, which is really cool, about Joe Spinell. There he is. So that's really cool. And it comes with the Blu-ray disc. So I'll give you a little synopsis of the film. The film starts off really strangely, like on the beach. And there's a couple in a really weird place on the beach in a sleeping bag. And it's just like really strange. Anyway, he goes off to get some firewood. And then Joe Spinell, who's our killer, comes along and he kills the girl. So the guy comes back and finds that his girl's dead, and then obviously he gets killed too. And then it sort of cuts to Joe Spinell waking up, like in a screaming, so like he's been dreaming, but actually he hasn't, because you see a newspaper headline saying that a maniac kills a couple on the beach, and then it cuts off to New York, where he basically lives. And you see him in his little flat, which is really strange. He's got like little dolls everywhere, mannequins, and he's got mannequins with real women's hair on it and stuff like that. And then he gets dressed, and then he goes out to the sort of streets of New York, and it's really portrayed really well. New York's really grimy look to the film, and it's really cool. So he's gone down to the sort of like the red light district in New York. And he picks up a prostitute there, and he pays for the room. And it's quite funny because the guy in the hotel, the guy at the desk at the hotel, is actually the director of the film, playing that part, which is quite cool. And he takes her up to the room, and I think he struggles to perform, and so he gets a little bit frustrated with himself. And then he sort of like carries on, and then he ends up killing the prostitute. He strangles her, and then starts to take off her scalp, so he can take it home and pin it onto another mannequin. But he sort of like has a sort of breakdown while he's doing this. He has a lot of breakdowns in the film, and a lot of the film you hear like sort of overdubbed talking, like it's his mind talking to himself. So we go back to his place, and he sort of like pins the new hair on the new mannequin. He comes back with a new mannequin as well, and he sort of pins it to there. And I think the backstory is he has a real issue with his mother. I think she sort of like bullied on him when he was young. I don't know, but now he's got this real hatred for sort of like women, and he's really sort of like he's a real maniac. It comes across. And then he sort of cuts to him again, and he's stalking for another night. And now he's stalking a woman and a guy who go out in a car after going to a club. They go out in a car to find a dark lay-by to, sort of like get a bit intimate. And the guy in the car is actually the special effects guy, Tom Savini. So he's in the film too. So that's really cool. And they're sort of like on the back seat, sort of like being intimate, and you see pop up Joe Joe Spinall in his sort of like his beanie hat, looking in through the window like this, and she sees it and freaks her out. Um, and Tom said, "No, no, there's no one there." Anyway, so they decide to move on. Tom Savini turns on his headlights, and it's sort of like all foggy, and then you see him just sort of like standing there, and he jumps onto the bonnet of the car with his shotgun, and that's when you got the one of the infamous scenes of the film where he shoots and blows off Tom Savini's head, and it looks amazing. So cool. Of course, I cannot show you that clip, guys, because it, I'll just get like my channel taken down. It's really gory, and then he kills the woman, uh, and then he goes back um, to he it cuts to then another day, and he's in a park, and a kid with a bike sort of rides into him, uh, and there's a woman photographer taking photos, and she takes a photo of him. Um, it's played by Caroline Monroe, who's I think she's a former Bond girl. Sure she is. But she's in this, and she's playing like this female photographer, and he sort of like gets an attachment to her. Um, so that's all I'm going to tell you. It's fantastic, and it's a real sort of amazing sort of film. It's really cool. I don't want to tell you any more because I don't want to spoil the plot, but he's a real madman. It's really really cool. Um, what I'm going to do now is put in a few photos for you. Yeah, as you see, I'm not doing as many clips on these sort of films because these are new releases, and I don't want to give too much away on it. I want to sort of like if they're old films, have been out a while, then yeah, I'll do some clips. But when it's like quite a new release, I don't really want to sort of like have a copyright thing or anything like that. So what do I think of the film? It's incredible. It's one of my favourite slasher movies of all time. It really, really is. It's awesome. This, he's so made for this film. He's fantastic in this film. He's he's like you won't want to leave your kids with him. He's that sort of a guy, and his facial expressions and the way he talks to himself and sort of has little breakdowns and sort of cries sometimes and sort of like all these girls he's killing. He sort of like acts like he's already known them before and they've gone away from him now. They're back, and he says, "I'm never going to let you leave again." This sort of thing. It's a really really cool film, and there's quite a few killings in there. There's about 7 or 8 killings in this. So it's quite cool, um, and the ending is it's gory as hell. It's really really is. It's an extremely gory film. It's a very disturbing film. It's definitely one of the video nasties. Uh, you, I would, mm, you have to be really into that sort of disturbing, gory sort of films to enjoy this. Uh, Films similar to it, I would say, would be Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, quite similar to this sort of film. So if you know anything like that, um, New York Ripper, any sort of films like that are quite close to this sort of film. Um, it's fantastic. The pluses of the film, the transfer is awesome because they haven't ruined it. They've left the the grain and all that in the film. I thought, oh, please don't look polished. I don't want this to look polished. I want it to look um, uh, old and dirty and grimy, and it still looks like that. It's so cool. But they've sort of like upscaled, did sort of like quality of the grain and the color. It's a bit more vibrant, and the bloods are really vibrant. It's really cool. It's really gory, guys. Um, and it's such a cool film. Um, Joe Spinell is absolutely fantastic. He's a great actor. I remember seeing him years ago in The Godfather and things, and he's such a good actor, and he plays a maniac brilliantly. And all the sort of like co-cast was fantastic. They were brilliant. Uh, Caroline Munro is awesome. She's awesome. Really cool. Tom Savini, it's great to see him in it. Tom Savini did all the effects in the film. He's the master of special effects. He did Friday the 13th Part 3. Part 4. He did Dawn of the Dead, the original. He does all if any amazing special effects, he did Day of the Dead. Any amazing effects from that era, they were done by Tom Savini, and he's in the film. It's so cool. Amazing film. Minuses of the film, um, there's none. The film's amazing. The only minus I would actually probably say is you have to be into this sort of film to really enjoy it. I think if you're looking for just like a mild sort of popcorn slasher, this isn't mild. This is sort of extreme um, uh, slasher, and it's awesome. Love it. So again, guys, I'm so sorry. Gonna have to do it again. It's an essential watch, and it's a 10 out of 10. It always was going to be because it's one of my favourite films. Believe me, I will be doing some reviews on some films when they're like 3 out of 10, 2 out of 10. I'm sure I will. I'm just not coming across them at the moment, and I've been so lucky picking up these sort of like movies that I absolutely adore. And now they're sort of like it's taking a while. Some of these to get released. Um, this has only been available on DVD in the UK till now, so it's great to finally pick it up on Blu-ray. Um, Amazing film, really cool. And that's my review of 88 Films' version of Maniac. Have any of you guys seen it? What do you think? Let me know down below what you thought of the film. It is a really cool film. Yes, it is quite a difficult watch. He makes some really weird noises all throughout the whole film. He's like like a real sort of pervy sound all the way through the film, and that's eerie and scary enough. And when he starts talking to himself and crying at times and stuff, and looking like a sort of 70s porn star, it's just brilliant. It's just brilliant. I just love it. It's just such a cool film. Please, guys, check it out if you're into horror films and you've never seen it. I did say this to you when I did my unboxing, because I got this with the Two Witches. Buy it. Okay, yeah, it's about 20 quid, but again, it's one of the best £20 you'll spend this year. You know, it's fantastic. And the special features on here, there's loads. There's a documentary about Joe Spinell, which is amazing. And it's got interviews for some of the cast, and it's got loads of audio commentaries. It's got newsreels, because it was controversial when it came out, because in America it was looked upon as degrading women, as making them victims, and they thought that the guys would pick up on this and start, killing women and stuff like this. And it was like, it's got all newsreels from different American states where the film was sort of like banned, and it was banned in the UK and banned in a lot of places in Europe. um, but yeah, there's also a little bit of one of my favourite films of all time is Taxi Driver, and there's a little clip in there, it's sort of like when he says to the girl, "You're talking to me," and I just thought that's such a great sort of like um, nod to Taxi Driver, because I think it's supposed to have that sort of feel about the film, um, and it does, and it's amazing. It's really really cool. Watch it, guys. It's amazing. Right, check out some other horror channels, guys, before you see any more of my videos. Horror Hands. Check his channel out. Fantastic. He just put a video out where he's a bit upset about his view of Halloween Ends, but you know, everyone's going to have their own views on films. Unfortunately, I've not seen it yet, and when I do, I'll have my own opinion, but that will be when the Blu-ray comes out, and I will do a review of it. Check out the Horror Geek. He puts out videos every week, sort of like more sort of comedy reviews of films. Um, Man v Film, he puts out video, a bit like me, he puts out videos every day, doing sort of like reviews of films and um, things like that, which is really cool. Check out Russell's RS Designs. He's not put a lot up lately, although me and his partner have been nagging and nagging him to do something. But Russell, get your act together. Please check out I Am Ice Lord. He does a lot of streams, which I don't catch because he's in America and they're like middle of the night. But it's still a cool channel. Pizzawell, check out his channel with him and Jeremy. I absolutely love that channel. It's probably one of my favourite channels at the moment. There's lots of reviews of films, masks, sweets and drinks. He does reviews, and they also do like going to video stores and stuff like that. So definitely a good channel worth checking out. Really, really cool. Check out Sarah of Horror. She does quite a few reviews. They're okay, they're good. She's good, nice, good little channel. It's worth having a good look at that. She's into her horror films, which I love, which is amazing. Horror and Todge, he does a lot of pickup videos. Unfortunately, I've not seen a lot from him lately. He's obviously busy at the moment, but he does quite a few pickup videos when he does put out there. So these are amazing channels, guys, that are worth checking out. So please do. Until next time, you look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope that I'll see you all soon.